One person has made nearly $1 million off of Polymarket bets solely and correctly predicting U.S. and Israeli military actions against Iran. Makes you say, right? Well, because all of the events this person predicted, well, they were unannounced. They were often highly classified military operations. Analytics company Bubble Maps flagged the transactions to CNN. The CEO says they're suspicious, pointing to the timing of the trades and the success rate, which, by the way, was 93%. The CNN has reached out to Polymarket and got no response. And if you haven't looked at the site, you may be surprised on everything you can bet on. I know I was. I mean, there's your standard stuff like who will win March Madness. My bracket's done. You can also place bets on things like what will Carolyn Levitt say at the next press briefing, or how many tweets will Elon Musk post this week. I should note that CNN has a partnership with Polymarket's competitor, Kalshi. It uses its data to cover major events. Editorial employees are prohibited from participating in prediction markets. Joining me now is CNN contributor and host of the On and Pivot podcasts, Kara Swisher. Kara, so good to see you. I mean, the CEO who flagged this activity to CNN says this all signals insider trading. Do these transactions pass the smell test for you?
No, they don't. And there's been a lot of them. This isn't the first one at all by any means. And so that's the issue, is that there's been a lot of them, and they're often feeling that people know what Trump is going to do, and maybe people close to him tell people. It is so ripe for gaming if you have the right insider information and then you don't understand who's betting and how, and because it's hidden. And the second problem is that it's gambling, right? And it's not regulated like gambling. It's called predictions market, but it's essentially gambling. It is gambling. And so a lot of states have come in because gambling is quite regulated across our country. It's for a long, long time. And so the question is how much, how good is this data? How easily is it to game? And is there insider trading going on?
I mean, the bets were placed on Polymarket's international site. To your larger point, I mean, that's out of the reach of U.S. regulations. Some legislators are putting forward some regulations to try to stop that. Like there's a bill to ban sports from prediction markets. But, I mean, can Congress really push through regulation? Because they haven't been able to ban stock trades, for example.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? There is gambling legislation across this country. So it's not as if, just like there's legislation on other things. This is not an internet phenomena. Gambling has been going on for a while. And this is a new version of gambling. It's heavily used by young men. And I think the problem with the prediction market, and they often are right, by the way, they do a really good job, and you could compare it to polling or something else. But it's who is in the market, who is making these bets, what kind of people are they? Is it really that accurate? Again, can it be gamed? And what are they betting on? Some of it is pretty dire, what they're betting on. Now, Kalshi doesn't bet on death, I guess. They have some rules around it, but Polymarket is sort of the Wild West in that regard. And then there's the involvement of the Trumps again. Donald Trump Jr. is an investor in one of them and is an advisor to two of them. And now Trump today announced that Trump's going to have a markets prediction in the True Social universe. And so it's a lot of good money making, but it's gambling. Like it just is. And as much as they try not to say that, they should be regulated by the way sports betting sites or other gambling sites are done.
I mean, they did announce Polymarket. They did announce new rules yesterday. They banned trades based on legally confidential information. And they said people with the authority to affect the outcome of an event, they're the ones that cannot bet on related markets. And Kalshi says it's blocking athletes and politicians from trading on their markets. I mean, will these policies actually have the intended effect of preventing a kind of insider trading? Or is it an honor system?
What are they going to do? Like, are they going to enforce it? I don't know. You can just say it. It sort of reminds you of Casablanca. I can't believe it's gambling going on here. I just don't think you can enforce something that difficult and understand who people are and who they're betting through. They, and where did they get the information? It's a massive problem here. Gambling has had that problem for forever. There's always every couple of years, one of the betting problems comes up and everyone gets arrested and then it cleans out and then it happens again. And it
is there a benefit to any of this, though? You think?
What?
Is there a benefit that you see in any of this?
Yes, I was going to say yes. The wisdom of crowds is really interesting, and because the wisdom of crowds is a really important thing, and it does sort of indicate what people think. terms of if you're going to put your money on the line, that means you mean it, right? And that more so than a poll or anything else. And so it does give you insights, and presumably that's why CNN and other media companies are doing it. I just feel like I don't know what the recipe is. I don't know who's in it. I don't know who's saying it. You do know that with polls. They have much more structure around who they're polling and how many people. But ultimately, I think it should just have a lot of transparency. Who's in the market and who's betting, and that would be important information if I was repeating any of their predictions. And again, they can be very accurate, absolutely. And some of them are fun. Some of them are fun, like anything else. I'm going to do a Laura Coates bet. I have to figure out what's Laura's hair going to look like this week.
Oh,
what's she wearing?
Let me give you some insider trading. I think I might do it with Bob next time. I don't know. I'm just saying. There you go. Look.
What's the most recent concert Laura went to? Wait, I have insider.
You know what? You know, this is why I love you, Kara Swisher, because you pick up what's been put down. Thank you so much. And you know what? I cannot wait to see your show, because I tell you all the time, I do want Kara Swisher to live forever. And she's got to show us how to
Not happening.
All right, well, fine.
It's not happening.
I predicted my.
Bet on it.
There you are. See?
All right. Bet on it. When is
Kara?
do that.
No, I won't do that. I would never. Kara,
How
thank you.
long is she going to live? How about that? How old is she? The rightful
Indefinitely.
age of 103.
Looks good. You're like 80 years away from that. Still ahead, my friend. Take care. It's a